Welcome back, everyone. Today we will be going over Chapter 29, Part 1, where I will be glazing the robots to high heaven, and I will be talking about the new Demon Lord Roya Roach as well, and how her army is dealing with the robot invasion. I hope you guys are ready to get into it, so let's go. We open up on Roya's army defeating a fourth wave of robots with not that much difficulty, with them just complaining that their stomachs are getting full. With Nudo coming in to inform her about the robots, but she already realized that they are adapting to her children's moves, and that they keep sending a special unit after her which keeps taking an increasing effort to take down. As a fourth obliteration unit arrives, they talk about how they must be communicating through telepathy and analyze data at an incredible speed. But she says that those tricks will only take them so far and that they still don't stand a chance against them. It then uses a feint against her and manages to break off an arm from her. She quickly heals it back on, but then the robot gets a missile drop-off of new gear to put on, and it looks like it's augmenting its raw power since it seems to be working against her. We go back to Jachi, seeing that an obliteration unit is copying Roya Roach, confirming Nudo was telling the truth, with Nudo explaining that he thinks that this is a new unit from the robots explicitly created to combat all the new enemies from the other worlds. But Jachi just one-shots it again, not believing that these things could ever defeat them. We go back to Roya fighting, and the robots have now deployed mines around the area to further impede her and allow the unit to get shots off on her. And every time a new part of it gets damaged, it gets a new limb dropped off to replace it. So she is forced to use her release form, making an exact copy of herself, and proceeds to demolish her opponent. She comes back to the battlefield, seeing her children have all been killed by the robot army, with the fifth wave on its way, so she goes all out using her burst form, ending the chapter. Alright, first I'm going to tackle the demons. Roya's children were stated to technically be executives, but they are most definitely on the lower end of that spectrum. They are obviously stronger than the regular demon soldiers, and I would say one-on-one they could defeat a regular robot drone, but they do have to gang up on the Naver models, which shows how much of a gap there is between them and Kiva, along with them not even having release or burst forms like Jachi's executives did. I did find it interesting that they could actually eat the robots for food, and it seems they have defeated the third wave with low to mid difficulty since it wasn't stated that any of them died. But then we saw the robots got all the info they needed to basically wipe them out by the fourth wave, with another fifth one on the way. Roya seemed to have figured out what the robots are and how they work pretty quickly, already knowing all the info Nudo was telling her. And by her own account, the new obliteration units were getting stronger, with the first being a no diff, the second being the same but surviving a hit, and the third being a low diff. Then, as we saw, I would say the fourth was a mid diff fight, since she was being decently injured and she had to use her release form to beat it. She is seeing the threat these guys pose, but still arrogantly thinks she will be able to beat them every time. But she does get a rude awakening when she sees that all of her children died in the fourth wave, so starts to go all out on the fifth, which may not end well for her, because they can just keep sending out more and more, slowly tiring her out eventually. Jachi has still just been doing his thing, and since they haven't pushed him at all, he still believes that they can't pose a threat to him, easily defeating the second obliteration unit modeled after Roya Roach. And finally, Nudo is just trying to help them out, but they both don't trust him and ignore any advice he gives. Okay. Next are the robots, and I have a lot to talk about with them. We have now seen that when they go against an enemy with their full force by sending wave after wave of armies with almost no downtime in between. And the main subject we will be analyzing is the Obliteration unit, who really showed how scary these robots can be, with one of them being sent out on every wave trying to get a sneak attack on Roya. And we see that they are kind of throwing things at the wall right now because of all the new information they have to gather. So they try using Jachi and Roya against each other, with having no real progress on Jachi but having pretty good results on Roya. Let's go over some of the things it did in their fight. First, it seems bulkier than the original unit and managed to block a casual kick from Roya by layering its shields, with it taking little to no damage afterwards. It then used what this unit is uniquely equipped with, which is its thrusters to zip around her, seeing how she reacts. And I have to give this next catch to the subreddit for the series, because someone mentioned that it was copying Jachi with a similar pose and using unusual thrusters they noted Jachi for using, which is the reason this unit has so many thrusters all over it. It then uses a feint and manages to finally get a good hit on Roya, blasting an arm off. It did use its maximum power in using that punch, destroying its arm, but it quickly gets a delivery of another set of armor, making it look even more like Jachi, having even more bulk and thrusting power, making it more closely resemble Jachi's fighting style, improving on itself, seeing its effectiveness against Roya. It then continued to put on the pressure by ordering air mines to be spread out around the area, distracting her and doing chip damage to her. Distracting her enough for it to get another hit off on her, destroying its arm again, but quickly getting another replacement. But once Roya gets sick of it, she uses her release mode, easily beating it. If there kept being one-on-ones between her and the Obliteration units, I'd say it would take at least 3 more matches for them to kill her. But as we saw, she now has to face an entire army by herself, plus another Obliteration unit waiting in the shadows to pounce on her, being even stronger than the last one. The only outcomes I could see happening here is that they wear her down enough to kill her, or she is forced to retreat with the help of Nudo. This was a great chapter for my favorite natural enemy, and spoiler alert, it is not going to stop in the next chapter either. I hope you all are looking forward to it like I am. So make sure to like and subscribe to keep up with all my uploads, and go check out my playlist for this series, which I hope to complete with the next video. So that's about it. I guess I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.